Hello, football fans. Welcome to Fentress Film Session. Today, I'm going to take a look at Oregon's run game. Wow, did they do a number on Ohio State? Gashed them, dashed them, lashed them. It was a complete beatdown in the run game, and we're going to take a look at how they got it done. Oregon rushed the ball 38 times for 269 yards while averaging 7.1 per carry. Running back C.J. Verdell got off for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. All afternoon in Columbus, the Ducks out-schemed, out-muscled, and outran the Buckeyes. Oregon center Alex Forsyth said the goal was to run the ball straight at Ohio State to set the tone. Let's take a look at how they got this accomplished. The Ducks began the game by going right between the tackles, up the middle. Verdell, 11 yards. Forsyth and the left guard, Bass, are going to do a full block where Bass is going to take the D-tackle, allowing Forsyth to go to his left and get upfield and get the middle linebacker, Eichenberg. Tight end Cam McCormick is going to get up the middle as well and help Forsyth on the linebacker. Verdell is going to make the easy read. Easy, I say, because the hole is ginormous. You can see Forsyth along with McCormick about to take out the middle linebacker to allow Verdell to get a quick, easy 11 yards to set the tone right away for the type of day it was going to be for the Ohio State defense. Later in the quarter, once again, straight ahead up the middle. The Ducks did a great job of double teaming at the point of attack. Here you see Ryan Walk and George Moore. They're going to double team on the D tackle. Then Moore is going to go to the second level, and tight end Johnson is going to go across the formation and pick up the defensive end. It looks like it's supposed to go up the middle, but it's not really there. So Dye is going to bounce it outside a little bit and watch Moore drive his man out of the way. If you watch the game, you notice that the Ducks dominated Ohio State along the left side. How they did this, let's rewind this back and take a look, is they created mismatches by, at the bottom of the screen there, you see 3 receivers, but the bottom 2 are on the line of scrimmage. That means the middle receiver is ineligible, and of course that means that the person on the far left of the formation is eligible, and that would be left tackle George Moore. As you can tell up top, there's no cornerback out there to cover receiver because there isn't one, and therefore there are very few defenders at all on that side of the center. As a matter of fact, there's 4 if you count going up the middle of the hash mark. The Ducks are going to take advantage of this by sending Walk, the guard, and Ferguson, the tight end, to that side and basically run power to the left with Dye getting the ball. You see Walk pull, he's going to get the end, then Ferguson comes through, he's going to get the linebacker, and that leaves Dye going straight through the alley, meets up with a linebacker, a safety, they can't get their hands on him. Finally, he's tackled after a gain of 12 yards, but notice how Dye picked up another 5 yards after the first defender touched him. The Ducks did not hesitate to get quarterback Anthony Brown involved in the run game. Here is Brown running left for a first down. Let's rewind it back. You're going to have Johnson, the tight end. This is not an unbalanced formation. You got 3 legal receivers on the right side. Your tight end is eligible on the left. He is going to hook and seal that end. The guard is going to pull to be the lead blocker. Along the left side, he's going to pick up a backer. And then look at the corner, chase the running back, which I believe is Dye on this play because he thinks he might get a pitch, but he's not, and there's a huge, nice hole right there. Forsyth also had a nice block on that play. Okay, let's get to the touchdowns because these things were too easy. All right, the first touchdown, 14-yarder to the left, C.J. Verdell. I mean, we can go all day about Ohio State and what they were doing on defense, but here they are. They're in man-to-man defense. You see Johnson at the bottom. Walk is going to pull again. Johnson's going to crack inside, get this thing rolling. Ohio State's completely flummoxed. They're outnumbered to that side. You had the unbalanced formation again to the right with the receiver. So there's a DB out there covering a receiver who's not eligible. Then there's a safety who's out of position, has no clue what's going on, and doesn't realize until too late that there's a sweep going on to his right. And as you can see, I put up there, oh snap. That's what I imagine was going on in his head. Also, because Ohio State's in man-to-man defense, the guy over Johnson chases him inside because he thinks he's running a slant. That's his job to cover him. And then he runs into a linebacker. This essentially allows Johnson to block 2 players. And as you can see, Walk pulls around. There's no one for him to block because everyone's been taken out by Johnson. And they were outnumbered to begin with. This is as easy of a touchdown as a running back will ever score from 14 yards. Unbelievable. So the Ducks are clearly on to something to the left side, but they don't keep going to the same look over and over. They're very creative with it. They're very crafty with it. Here you have a completely different formation. You've got 2 tight ends to the left, Mataval, the freshman, plus Johnson, who's wide left. He's going to motion aside. But this time, in the past, they've pulled 1 player. Now they're going to pull Forsyth, the center, and Jarmillo, who's in at left tackle. When Johnson goes into motion, the corner is going to follow him inside, giving away that they're in man-to-man, which is going to put them in an awkward position because once the play starts, Madoval is going to crack inside and the man covering him is going to follow him. And what's going to happen is going to be the same thing that happened on the last touchdown where the man covering Johnson followed him inside on a crack. The guy is going to follow Madoval inside and then run right into a linebacker. Also, check out the safety. What is he doing? Granted, the safety has a lot of responsibility. He's basically the middle defender in a man-to-man situation. He's man-free. He's got a lot of responsibilities, but his recognition that it's a run again to his wide right, which they've run before out of different formations with different people getting the ball, is too late, and therefore he cannot make a play on Verdell. Also, notice 2 players pulling. They have no one on the block. I take that back. Forsyth made a block inside, but Jaramillo has no 1-2 block. He might not have scored if you gave him the ball, but he would have been in position to do so. That's how ridiculously wide open it is. Here you can see it from above. Jaramillo comes around looking. He's going to hesitate. Like, who do I block? My coach said there'd be someone to block, but there's no one to block. And look up top. Look at Madoval. Take out basically 3 guys. And there he goes around the end. Jaramillo wants so badly to touch someone. He almost pushes number 21 in the back, but decides not to. Instead, signals a touchdown. Now, you would think after getting roasted in the run game when you're in man-to-man defense and you're being outnumbered against a set where the Ducks have 3 receivers to one side that you would just adjust everything. Apparently not if you are Ohio State. The Ducks in the third quarter, again, unbalanced formation. To the left, 3 receivers. What happens? Ohio State's in man-to-man defense, and C.J. Verdell goes 77 yards. Let's take a look at how this was made possible by the scheme and formation. Okay, we have once again our unbalanced formation here from Oregon. That number 2 receiver there who's being covered by a DB is ineligible. Jones, the right tackle, is eligible. The Ducks are going to have Walk, the guard, and Forsyth double team, and then Walk is going to go to the second level. Jones is going to get inside and pick up a linebacker who's going to come charging and then effectively move him to the right. Now, this play is very similar to one that was run earlier. I showed it to you earlier in this video as well. As you can see, you got the double team on the right side, then the tackle goes to the next level. The back comes through the hole, but Ohio State is in great position to keep this to a 6-7 yard gain because all the backers stay in the box. They're not chasing receivers. They're not fooled by motion. They're not doing anything crazy. They're all staying home, and they're able to make the tackle on die. However, on this play with Verdell, they do the exact opposite. They're in man-to-man defense again, and look at the linebacker. He's going to fly out and chase Webb into the flat, leaving his spot in the middle. The safety also went to his left a little bit, taking himself out of position. So by the time Verdell hits the hole, there are 0 linebackers in place. One tried to come off the left edge and got picked up. One chased Webb into the flat. Another one got blocked by Walk after he went to the second level. And there's literally not a second level remaining. Verdell hits the hole. The safety, because he went to his left a little bit, is not in position to be there and make a play. At the very least, if he doesn't tackle Verdell, maybe he slows him down enough so pursuit can get there. It's just awful. And let's go back in time. I found myself at DeLorean. Let's go back in time because this touchdown by Verdell reminded me of DeAnthony Thomas's touchdown against Wisconsin in the 2012 Rose Bowl. One inside linebacker is going to get caught in a gap exchange with a D tackle that screws him up, and then 2 other defenders are going to fly to their right, chasing LaMichael James. That creates a huge hole and no second level. DeAnthony Thomas hits it, and he is gone. There's only a safety who is at DeAnthony Thomas's mercy, and DeAnthony Thomas shows no mercy as he runs this for a 90-plus yard touchdown, similar to what Verdell did at Ohio State. Woo! Wisconsin had no chance catching Thomas, and they had no chance catching Verdell. Let's take a look again from the top angle. As you can see, all those defenders vacating to Oregon's right. Huge hole. Look at that big old hole. There's only a safety to beat. You're going to get some pursuit from the backside. I think it's a corner maybe. He almost catches Verdell. Actually, he does catch him, but he can't pull him down. Ends up hurting himself, it seemed like, as well. Anyway, now you would expect Ohio State to adjust, right? Right? Wrong. Props to Ohio State for not wanting Travis Dye to be left out of the touchdown party. Ducks are in the red zone again. This time, wide receiver Johnny Johnson is wide left. He's covered by a corner. When Johnson goes inside to crack, the corner is going to come with him. So now there's no one out there again for a pulling lineman. It's Walk. Walk's just walking into the end zone with no one to block, and Dye beats him there for the touchdown. Come on, Ohio State. Really? At least try to adjust just one time. When you can run the ball well, when you have a defense confused, guess what comes next? Play action. Anthony Brown got off a few nice play action passes. You see a couple right here. But the most important one of all came late in the game. 28-21, 10-15 on the clock. Play action fake completely confuses Ohio State. And tight end Moliki Matavao scores to give the Ducks a 35-21 lead. Let's take a close look at this play. Johnson is the tight end out wide, actually playing wide receiver. He is going to come in motion. And again, Ohio State's in man-to-man coverage. And the question is, whose man was Matavao? Was it the linebacker over him? Maybe he had Verdell. I don't know. Was it the linebacker inside? Maybe. But no one really covers him. That's why this is perplexing. And of course, what happens again with that safety who's been tricked all game? He sucks up on the play fake and ends up running right past the only receiver that was a threat. And again, that was his job. He is the deep middle safety. They're in man free. He has to make sure that no one pops free like that. And instead of covering the tight end, he tries to offer run support. And of course, it backfires because when you're a safety and you don't do your job, bad things happen. The Ducks fooled, tricked, misguided, hoodwinked, did whatever they wanted to Ohio State's defense throughout this entire game. They ran all over them. Ohio State's defensive coaches had to have watched the film and just been horrified by what they allowed to happen. Now, moving forward, this is a good sign for Oregon. One, they're scheming well against their opponents. Two, they do have a good offensive line. They obviously have good running backs. They have a solid quarterback. However, I just wonder if they're going to come across another team that is going to have the athletes to at least give them trouble, like a Stanford, like a UCLA. And if those teams are going to allow Oregon to get away with the type of formationing and misdirection that they were using to fool Ohio State. I don't know. We shall see. As good as Oregon was in this game, Ohio State was equally inept on defense and allowed Oregon to manipulate them. That's props to the offensive coordinator Moorhead, but you wonder if they're going to get away with that very often in conference. We will see.